What's up, cocksuckers, and welcome back to Big Pete's Metal Show. And today we're having another interview slash story time video with DYSPLÄCER and Das Brute bassist Drew Wood. And it looks like he might be bugging out on something.
No.
Nothing at all. Okay, that's what we're going to tell him. All right. So, Drewcifer, you recently have, well, not less recently, more in recent memory, rather, you've gone on tour.
Yeah.
You went down the East Coast, saw a bunch of states and places and people.
We spaghettied our way through the East Coast. It was all over the place.
Yes, indeed. Now, I've heard from Alex Zilio in a couple of interviews ago that you went primal on that tour. And I was wondering if we can get some of those stories from you today.
I guess I'll just go with the first one. It was, I'll have to dig back to see what commander's log it was. But there's a commander's log that we took where we were in Ohio. And, we just got, into Ohio and a nice campsite. We're like, yeah, we're gonna fuck around super hard. We were finally out in nature. We'll just have a nice fire, have a good meal, and then drink our silly puppies up. And then we get to buy this it wasn't even a gas station. It was some gift shop, but they had fucking fridges and food because there was a campsites nearby and stuff like that. And we found that there was literally any singular version of Johnny Bootlegger that you could possibly imagine for I think $1.50 a bottle. It was obscene, and we're like, oh my god. So everybody bought 4 or 5 of them, and then we eventually get to the campsite. We start cooking our meals, and Bushy that's like, oh, let's fucking start chugging them. And I chugged 3 in a row, and I started sipping on the 4th, and then probably a 5th or a 6th for me, honestly. Everybody was just belligerently drunk. We were fucking around. This guy shines a flashlight into our campsite. It's pitch black, and he's like, hey, is that alcohol over there? And we're like, oh, no. And then just start putting them away and stuff like that. He's like, well, come on, let's go get some with us. And we're like, oh, let's go. We go over to his campsite, and he's got this flamethrower. He's blowing shit up and in the fire pit and stuff like that, and they're fucking around, having a really good time. Anyway, they start fucking around and doing stuff. I'm so pissed drunk at this point that I'm doing that walk that you get when you're just so drunk that it's you rock you just hope to God that the foot catches you in time because you're just
oh yes. And you were on a broken foot this whole time, weren't you?
Yeah, a ninja warrior will break his foot doing the laundry. That's how we do it. So I was literally in so much pain throughout the day, but then I got so inebriated that like a superpower, I did not feel a singular thing. And eventually I wobbled my way back to the campsite, which was really crazy that I did because I was fucking piss drunk. It was pitch black, and everybody else got lost. When Zach and Tyler and Bushy came back, they might have been on something. I don't remember, but they were they wandered their way into this appliance / bench graveyard where there was just benches and dryers and washers just all out in this open field, and they're like, I don't know how to get home. I'm so drunk right now. I don't know where our campsite is. Why is this in a state forest? Why is this in a campsite? So they're freaking out. Meanwhile, I managed to make my way back, and then Alex and Caitlin were there we were I was trying to be motivational to them, but I was so drunk that it was coming off incredibly aggressively. And then, apparently I just started beating them up and stuff like that because they'd be like, I'm not that great. I'm like, fucking great. Just, smack the shit out of them and shit like that. And then, eventually Zach, Tyler, Bushy, and EJ made their way back home or something like that. And then, they started fucking fucking around with me too. So I started whacking them and then, beating everybody up. I don't remember any of this. And then what I start remembering is like, I remember like a cold splash of water, pretty much, and the boys were hosing me down in the yard for puking in the tent. And then, funny enough, that's the first time I ever got drunk. I also puked in the tent. But I puked in the tent. They were like hosing me down, and then they pulled video cameras up on me about it, and you know. They were fucking around with me, and then Bushy was like holding up a flashlight so they could see me. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. It must have been like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm surprised we didn't get kicked off or anything like that. And then, yeah, I fucking Bushy was like, you know, doing like this with the flashlight, like, oh, and stuff like that. It's like, get this shit out of my face! And he slapped his phone like all the way into the buzzer. I'd never to be seen again. And then. Like they finally, after I'm hosting me down, they like videotaping me, and there's footage of this somewhere. I can dig it up. I didn't want to release it with Commander's on because I was so embarrassed. But it like I just needed to go to bed, and so exactly what I did. I was in a towel, and I was like, I need to go to bed. and then I fell asleep with a towel. Just the towel. That's all I got because I puked all in my sleeping bag. And then, yeah, I was super. Apparently, I was like yelling in my sleep, "Where's my sleeping bag? Where's my sleeping bag?" And then, yeah, after that, I woke up the next morning, and I couldn't walk because my foot hurt so bad, and my head hurt. And it was like 6 a.m. at this point after going to bed at like 4 a.m. And I was like, and like it was the middle of summer and it was like really hot. It was like starting to cook to like 90 degrees in the tent. And I was like, so I like just walk over to the car and I try to sleep in the car because at least it has cushioned seats. And I'm like, oh, and then I like open the door and then like I accidentally hit Zach in the head because he had the same idea or something like that. Maybe it's because the tent stank from the puke or something like that. Yeah, and then fell asleep, woke up in the car, and then we head out of there. And yeah, people had some choice words.
That is an incredible story, and that was just in the very beginning.
That was one day. There was actually like 3 other stories before that too.
Oh god!
Yeah, all together, every day had like literally the most ridiculous shit. Oh, I think the next time I'm gonna tell you about Myrtle Beach. That wasn't me. That wasn't my doing. I wasn't a menace that night.
Oh,
I was witnessing it, and I was scared.
Oh boy! Wow. Well, for this video, this is gonna have to be part 1 of tour stories. Do we get at least one other story for this here video?
Oh, we get one?
Another one.
Another one? Okay, well, it's gonna have to be Myrtle Beach now.
So, in Myrtle Beach.
Yes,
we
Myrtle Beach.
We were at a resort, and then fucking, we were fucking getting pissed drunk on, what is that fucking shit with like vodka, orange juice, and like grenadine or some, like it was like grenadine syrup or something like that. Anyway, we had like a fuck ton of those. And then, I don't know, like, we all got drunk and stuff like that. It was a resort, so it was like a water park, and we were all fucking around. And then eventually, like, we were all inside because the water park's closed and stuff like that. We're still really fucking drunk. It was getting like super late, probably like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. at this point. And then we go to smoke outside and stuff like that. And then fucking on the way back in, Zach and Tyler came out because they were fucking around with us. And then on the way in, we like tried to like get like a bunch of people in, and like, or like it was like a revolving door, right? So like we fit like Tyler and I were in like one, and then we went in, and then they tried to get like 3 people in the other one, and then Tyler put his foot in the door to like make it stop working, and then like this guy that was like a bystander up at like
some obscure hour, like 3 a.m., just sitting there, was like, can't fit more than one person in the door. And then Tyler took that to heart. Tyler got mad. Tyler got so mad. He's like, we just did 2. And like the guy's like, you can't do it and stuff like that. And then Zach's like, don't worry about him. We'll just get him to bed and stuff like that. And then like Tyler was like looking beyond the shoulder, like, dude, we fit 2, like something like that, like just getting pissed off at him, like we fit 2 in there, and like oh man. And then like he like literally like. We get it, and then Zach's like, dude, what are you doing? Trying to like fight old people at like a resort in Myrtle Beach? And fucking, he's like, why is this dick thinking he can tell me what to do? Fuck him. I'm rock and roll. I'm on tour and stuff like that. I'm king shit right now. Like that. And why are you defending him? Literally, this busted out into like probably like an hour long screaming match at the like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then they started getting physical, like they started like wrestling and shit, like, you fucking betrayed me and shit like that. There's this pull down bed and like pull down from the wall kind of thing. I forgot what the name for that was. Anyway, like fucking I think it was Tyler. Tyler fucking chucked me. It was either Tyler or Zach. One of them got chucked into the fucking bed, and then he just fucking lifted it up, started mashing him against the wall. He was like, you calm the fuck down and stuff like that. And then Caitlin gets up, and she's just like walking around, like getting up, and then she just like goes to get a glass of water, takes a sip, and like Tyler's like backed up against the wall, like with the bed. She's like, hey, you guys kind of loud. And then like goes back to bed, and then they go right back to it, just fucking mashing each other. And then yeah, we woke up. Had to leave at like 8 a.m. or some bullshit. So probably like 3 hours of sleep. There was not a lot of sleep on that tour. There was a lot of alcohol.
More metric hours spent drunk than sleeping.
There was definitely, that's 100% true. I don't think there's probably like enough hours on my hand that I could count per given week where I could say I wasn't drunk. Like just on my hands, probably like 10. Like the rest of that, like, oh yeah. Yeah. That was it.
How much money do you think was spent in total of the whole?
What, like alcohol, like alone?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The whole like 3.5, 4 weeks, however long it was you guys were gone.
On alcohol alone, or just?
Oh, just booze.
Just booze. It had to be like $1,300. No, it wasn't probably 13. I bet it might have been like $600 or $700. I could say. There's some charitable donations, so the lines are kind of blurred. Like we got alcohol from a lot of people.
Very fair.
But
at least pushing $1,000.
We definitely consumed like that. Probably
Yeah.
like $600 worth of alcohol. It was financially devastating.
Damn. Well, we will have to hit you again in the future.
Yeah. There's gonna be
we'll do-
more.
there's-
So much more. There's a horrible amount of more going on. That was one of like, for me personally, that was one of my 6 or 7 primal stories. Maybe 5. It's hard to remember.
Well, we were gonna have to get these episodes out before they're completely faded into drunken obscurity.
Yeah. Until next time.
Indeed. Until next time, fellas.